companion Kelgar mentioned West Harbor to me. I heard what happened there. To your friends, the other villagers. The attack by those creatures that forced you to leave. Still, to leave your home. I sometimes forget the attachments one can put to a place. With my kind, especially those that listen to nature, there is no one place that we call home. Everywhere we go throughout the land is comforting, with its own sounds and life. Perhaps, perhaps not. The mare drew me more than any other place, so I did not travel much beyond its edges. We deal with few outside of our own circle. I have not seen my own kind in many years, and I spoke with the circle only rarely. But surely we were not here to discuss how I feel about things. Was there something you needed? What did you wish to know? I have little use for titles or names. Such things speak of the ways of cities and walls. But if you are in need of such, then you may call me Eleni, once of the mare where dead men rest, now no more. The dead walk again in the marsh, and strange creatures prowl the edges of the mare. There were only a few signs at first. Then they grew. Animals began to vanish and die, to be lost in the depths of the mare. The lizard men fled from their homes across the swamps, driving ever deeper into the territory of men. And more terribly, the land itself has started to fall silent and to bleed. What did you wish to know? I have followed you since you left West Harbor, your village that borders the mare, and I followed you as you explored the ruins that lie outside your village. It is an ancient place, older than the mare itself. It is not a place where even the circle were willing to tread. It's difficult to hear the mare there, so we avoid it unless necessary. I was the one who sent the animals of the forest to your aid, though there are fewer of them to answer my call than in days past. And yes, I summoned nature to aid you when the second group attacked. It is not something I can explain, but I feel these creatures pursue you for a reason. Where you walk, so do they. You are either a threat or prey to them, and I must discover which. These creatures that hound you are responsible for other crimes. Much rides on this, both from the past and the present. I was uncertain of your goals and your intentions, and whether you are some ally of these creatures. Only during the later stages of the attack did I feel compelled to intervene. It is always in our nature to watch, to observe. To act is at times difficult. It is not something I wish to discuss. Let us leave it for another time. If there is something else you wish to ask, then do so. But there are some things which shall remain mine and mine alone. What did you wish to know? My reasons are my own, and I will share them when I wish. Until then, you must learn patience and trust that I am your ally in this, until the end. What did you wish to know? It is not something I wish to discuss. Let us leave it for another time. If there is something else you wish to ask, then do so. But there are some things which shall remain mine and mine alone. What did you wish to know? The mare is no longer a place I know well, and where it once teemed with life, now it has fallen silent. Something stirs there, but I know not what. It was not always the case. I have spent many years in its depths, learning its ways, and there was much to learn, always. It's a tale for another time, and there are more pressing concerns. Perhaps in time we may discuss it further. What did you wish to know? Do you think this is the first lifetime I have spent in the mists of Mer Delane? My life in the Mare dates back several lifetimes. Many of my ancestors lie beneath its waters, and my ancestors were there when Mer Delane gained its human name, before there were even such tiny settlements as West Harbor and Redfallow's Watch. The name means nothing to you, does it? Of course not. The Mare claimed it over 50 years ago in its slow march across the land, and before that was the event where it gained its human name. My people once called the Mare Mer Delane, the slow tide or slow marching court, in the times before the wars of men gave it a new name, before humans settled on its shores, and those settlements are mostly gone now. Their manors and castles now ruins, desperately reaching their hands above the water. It is for all who dwell within cities that the land will take again what was taken from it, whether cut stone, carved wood, or fields sliced by the plow. No, for my father perished there in the fog, slain by orc soldiers from the mountains. It is his life that I speak of when I say lifetimes. On the year the swamp gained its new name, there was a great battle fought miles within its borders. Orcs spilling from the mountains drove humans, dwarves, and my people into the swamps, where they were surrounded, and cut down in the fog, trapped in mud where the footings of the orcs proved truer. But there were no need for graves. Their corpses were all embraced and dragged down, and what dead lay upon the surface were taken by the others who dwelled in the swamp. And so, even in the fog, the ghosts still whisper and weep of lost Mer Delane, the song taken up by countless elven widows that cry across its shores. And always, the Mare seeks more dead to draw them down into its waters, down amongst the dead ones. I was orphaned from that battle when the first of the circle found me wailing in the mist, in those very ruins you traveled to outside of West Harbor. They gathered me up and I made no sound, and they took me into the heart of the Mare to show me its secret ways, and there was always much to learn. In time, though I knew only some of its ways, I became accepted into the circle, and accepted by the Mare as well. It was only the last test that I failed. Perhaps we shall speak of it another time, but not now. What did you wish to know? The Mare is no longer a place I know well. Something has built a black wall, something beyond which none of the circle could pass. Even with the secret ways, all it touches dies, and it is slowly growing, advancing from the heart of the Mare and driving life before it. And without life, without the land to aid us, one without the means to cross that wall is threatened to be consumed by it. Such things are not born of the land. It is a blight, a presence from somewhere else that strikes at Faerun. Perhaps only by reaching beyond the land, into the libraries and tomes written on the skin of the trees and beasts, can such mysteries be made clear. What did you wish to know? My reasons are my own, and I will share them when I wish. is the place. The Skymirror is ahead, but there are challenges we must face. The path to the Skymirror is a difficult path for anyone not of the circle to walk, and it is also sealed against any who might accidentally stray near its waters, both for their protection and those of the circle. The Skymirror is a powerful scrying device, capable of speaking to others who have touched its waters. It takes magic of the land to open the tides of the Skymirror. We may need to rest, so I can cast the magic required. The challenge changes with every turning of the season, and so do the wards. I won't know the challenges until we come upon them. You should know that these paths are meant to only be walked with one of the circle. Those that come here without such a guide, this place, it is still filled with those that have wandered into these sacred woods and could not escape. They live still, but only as reflections of themselves. Try to avoid them, but if we cannot, then be prepared to fight. And the Skymirror itself has given rise to guardians as well, creatures of the water. The Skymirror is a powerful scrying device, capable of speaking to others who have touched its waters. It takes magic of the land to open the tides of the Skymirror. We may need to rest, so I can cast the magic required. The challenge changes with every turning of the season, and so do the wards. I won't know the challenges until we come upon them. Very well. Be on your guard. We are still a ways from our destination, and the path is a long one.
Now. Yes.
Everyone, follow me! I am listening.
Yes. Yes.
Glory conforms. Pario e voco. Creona vitus.
Everyone, follow me!
Et altro nutia. Dio no.
This is the Skymirror. Do not stray too close to its waters. They can be a shock to the uninitiated. Give me a moment to center myself, and then I can try to contact the druids of Neverwinter Wood. All it requires is placing this offering within the Skymirror's waters, and then we shall wait.
Eleni? Child, is that you?
Elder Naven, can you hear me?
Yes, child. Where are you?
I am touching the waters of the Skymirror, but I had thought to contact the druids of Neverwinter Wood, not one of my own circle.
I was traveling for the past season. Not as long from the mirror as you, perhaps. And only recently have I returned from the Sword Coast.
This is Elder Naven, one of my circle. He has been a part of it for almost as long as Vashni and the others, but I did not realize he had left the mare. He cannot hear you, but I can communicate your questions to him if you wish. Elder Naven, why were you traveling? And where are the druids of Neverwinter Wood?
My path has been a long one. What I have found, and what I have not, troubles me. Like you, I've had no success in contacting the druids of Neverwinter Wood. I suspect they are avoiding me, or have cut themselves off from others.
We encountered one in Neverwinter, and he had come in search of one of the Circle of the Mare, either you or I, but had found no one, not even Elder Vashni.
That is troubling news, and part of what drove me here. I returned because I felt something was wrong with the mare, and I have not been able to reach any of the other druids. This failing from the mare, it is like a black silence stretching through Mer Delane, and even seeing through the eyes of animals and birds has proved useless.
Elder Naven, we did find one of the Circle of the Mare, Khalil. He was maddened, and we were forced to fight him.
What? How did this happen?
Elder, I do not know. I fear it is tied to whatever is occurring in the mare. And he said that our circle, that it was lost. If so, we may be the only two left.
We shall see with our own eyes first. This news of Khalil saddens me. Was there no other way?
Elder, Khalil was driven mad. He had slaughtered the animals of Maiden's Glade, tore them apart while he was trapped in the form of a bear.
Troubling. It must not have been an easy thing to do. Such an act of mercy, Eleni.
Elder Naven, we came here to ask the lore keepers of Neverwinter Wood if they knew anything of what was happening at the mare. And we fear that whatever is occurring in the mare is tied to a set of silver fragments we carry.
Silver fragments? Like the one carried by that village boy you were watching?
Yes, but he did not carry it. It was hidden near the village, I believe. He retrieved it from the Ilfarn ruins there.
That is a strange coincidence. But perhaps not. The darkness clouding the mare. It is familiar in some respects to events that occurred at the time of the discovery of those shards. During the war against the King of Shadows long ago, a similar darkness infested the mare, though not as thick as it is now. Can he have returned? There were many battles fought on the mare, and at its borders. One even at West Harbor. Eleni, I must continue onto the mare and try to find what became of Vashni and the others. Even if they are dead, I must see it with my own eyes, and see what I can do to find out more about this threat and the shards you speak of.
Of course, Elder Naven.
Good fortune, Eleni. I know of your vigil, but now we must focus our sight back to where it belongs, on the lands we tend.
I know, Elder Naven. Forgive me.
I will contact you when I know more. I will send a messenger. You will know it when it arrives. Until we meet again, Eleni, beware the shadows.
There is nothing more we can do here, I'm afraid. Something is wrong. The spirits are gathering. We must leave at once. We are not welcome here.
Abio no.
Follow me. Looks like we've got some more targets to butcher. Take that! Time for a new thought! Take that! Follow me.
Hells. Was that all right?
By the shadows of Merdelaine. Spell failed!
Take that! Take that!
By the shadows of Merdelaine.
What are we waiting for? Let's attack! Take that! Follow me.
Druidess, we have come for you. You have felt us in the land. Now, feel the touch of darkness upon you.
My tea is right, Boddick.
Hosts form.
What are we waiting for? Let's attack! Take that!
Let us press the attack! This is what summoned the protectors of the Skymirror here. This priest. But the way is hidden. How did he manage to find his way here? We must leave. If we remain, others may come.
Great! What's wrong now? They're from a rival house at the academy. Some of their students were punished when they decided to attack me. That's why I burned down their stables and practice yard, and then torched their common hall. They had it coming. Eventually, their master, Jokerus, stopped me. But if he hadn't, I would have taken the battle right to all of them. Of course, now they're trying to ambush me in the streets now that I'm outside of Academy protection. Talking behind my back, ridiculing me for my studies, saying I was temperamental and that I lacked any sort of discipline. When I confronted them on it, they finally admitted it. So I struck back. No, they were attacking me first. Gossip, slander. I won't abide insults from those tome readers. Right! Sometimes you have to take a stand. Otherwise, people will walk all over you. Go on and ask. Why? Like you care? If I didn't almost burn down your uncle's dumb establishment, I wouldn't even be here.
Hey!
Oh, stow it, you drunk.
What's going on? Nishka. Nishka. Emphasis on the ni. Not many people get it right, or try to. Usually they call me thief, cursed one, demon wench, rat child, goat girl. The list goes on. You'd think Nishka wasn't that hard to remember. It's not so bad. I mean, all those things are true. I'm told it means something in the lower planes, but since I don't get down there much, although, obviously, good old Grandpa made a habit of coming up here for the nightlife, if, you get my meaning. Yeah, but shh, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't want anyone else to figure it out. I mean, aside from the horns and the traces of demon blood. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. Me? Well, I don't know. I'm me, I guess. No one usually asks, so finding the words is a little hard. Trust me. People usually make up the whole story once they spot the demon blood, if they ask at all. This is so exciting. Wow, where to begin? Okay, well, I have no idea who my mom or dad was. I was abandoned, but raised by priests who tried to convert me, so I went away for a long time. Yeah, priests of Helm. The Watcher. The Vigilant One. Kind to children. Were they a hard-headed bunch? Really up on the discipline, not so much on the caring and forgiveness. But they're priests of Helm, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, we all get into trouble sometimes, or a lot. And I guess they ran out of I forgive yous at some point. Anyway, so after helping myself to their collection plate after a particularly moving sermon, I decided to see what else I could help myself to. But you know, those tales could fill a book, and I don't want to chew your ear off. Maybe some other time. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. Well, the Githyanki are probably one of the worst groups of zealots you could ever have chasing you. The lower planes excluded. Githyanki are smart, even for religious halfwits. So I hope they haven't targeted you for some holy crusade, because then you'd be deep in the sticks, let me tell you. The thing is, they usually aren't this persistent. They have a set goal, they hit it, and then they're out of there. Plus, they don't usually stay on one plane for too long. The astral plane is their home. Your coin's as good as mine. Could be anything, but whatever it is, it must be pretty important to them. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. It's not demonic, but it does have a certain planar tone to it. It's hard to explain. It's an odd dialect. But those Githyanki chasing you definitely aren't from this stretch of the woods. Maybe we could catch one and ask them. Well, the Githyanki are probably one of the worst groups of zealots you could ever have chasing you. The lower planes excluded. Githyanki are smart, even for religious halfwits. So I hope they haven't targeted you for some holy crusade, because then you'd be deep in the sticks, let me tell you. The thing is, they usually aren't this persistent. They have a set goal, they hit it, and then they're out of there. Plus, they don't usually stay on one plane for too long. The astral plane is their home. Questions. Go ahead, I'm all horns. I'm good at slipping into places, but not all the time. Coaxing locks to open, dodging traps, you know, subtle stuff. And I may have accidentally backstabbed some people in the past, but if they couldn't see me coming, well, that's their loss. Questions. Go ahead, I'm all horns. Yeah? Which one of the marks you wanted to know about? Not the barrel-head dwarf, is it? Well, he needs to watch his tongue, or it's gonna run right out of his mouth and get stepped on. I mean, you did me a good turn. All I want to do is help out, and he's yelling at me like some old mule. I know he's short, and it's rough being in the big people's world. But he needs to stop being all defensive, especially for someone so small. Story of my life. You'd be surprised how much you hear that when you're about to be burned at the stake or run out of the local hamlet. He's too quick to start fights, that's his problem. He keeps it up, he's not going to have anyone watching his back. Or more likely, looking over it. Questions. Go ahead, I'm all horns. Yeah? Which one of the marks you wanted to know about? Not the barrel-head dwarf, is it? The tree worshipper? What about her? If you're asking if she has any money or valuables, then no. I already checked. I don't know. She's got pointy ears, but doesn't smell of the lower planes. So she's probably not a tiefling. And she's too tall to be a halfling, and too thin. Plus, she hangs out with animals. So she's an elf. What do you expect me to say? She's one of those nature priests. Worship trees and the land, don't like cities, so don't have much traffic with her kind.
Something you need? Kelgar Iron Fist, of course. It's a wonder you haven't heard of me, considering how I've made my mark up and down the Sword Coast for almost a year. All right, go on and ask them. They were in the mood to threaten, but not fully in the mood to start a fight. I think they were expecting me to drop the coin and leave quickly, which just goes to show you they don't know me too well. It's a shame they didn't keep it a friendly fight. Some people have no stomach for using their fists when they have a weapon at hand. Eager to fight? Well, I suppose I am, if you can call it that. I mean, it's all in good fun. Some take pride in craftsmanship, or in hunting, or in haggling for the best price on a blade or other piece of steel. Me, talking with my fists is my art form. Every tavern's an opportunity, I say. There's usually someone who could take a few punches to the gut and crying before they start weeping like a child. Well, I don't know. I enjoyed, I guess. It's a mark of pride to be able to stand tall and take every punch, then give it right back until I'm the only one standing. Most of the time, only beaten really bad once, but I learned from it, and I'm determined not to let it happen again. Thing is, I'm glad it happened. It was my destiny. Well, you see, I used to win, almost undefeated. But there was this time in a tavern far from here that I chose a fight that ended up choosing me. It was fate, I tell you. Well, it wasn't much of a fight. You see, there were these skinny-robed humans, barely twigs, that were sitting at the bar when one of our competitions broke out. There were chairs getting smashed, people screaming, tankards being used as clubs. Ah, glorious. Well, everyone was having a good time when I noticed those skinny humans were just sitting there, not even having the decency to pay attention. Just nursing Waters. Waters! So I asked them, well, shouted really, what in the hells they thought they were doing, ignoring the fine entertainment and then insulting the establishment by not having ale? And maybe I shoved one of them a bit, or tried to break a chair over their skulls, since they were making a point of pretending they didn't hear me. Rude, I tell you. Ah, well, they used me as a bar rag first, and not a single punch I threw even hit them. Oh, they were moving too fast, and plus, I think I was seeing double or triple. Ugh, after they smashed my face into the bar a few times, they showed me the floor up close. The floor was pretty dirty by that point, by the way. Then, as the final blow, they sent me flying like a drunk hippogriff out the window. Magical it was. So, after I woke up and wiped the blood out of my eyes, and finally found all my teeth, I went back in and thanked them. Best beating I've ever received. They seemed a little taken aback by my friendliness, and it turns out they were part of some order, son something or other, and get this, they devoted their lives to fighting with their fists. Can you imagine? Lifetime devotion to brawling. It's their lives, their craft. They're monks, eh? Crazy water-drinking fools. Hope drinking water isn't what makes them fight like that. Anyway, that life sounded like destiny to me. I mean, those skinny excuses for humans were good, and then they spent their whole lives kicking the hell out of others, training for it. That's when I knew that's what I wanted to do with my life. My purpose was clear. Huh? Of course it is. Well, as far as I could tell once my head stopped ringing. You mean like headbutting someone? I already know how to do that, though sometimes I need to grab them by the beard or collar and yank their head down so I can hit it properly. Oh, is that so? Well, I must have missed that part while they were wiping down the tavern with my face and throwing me through a window. Shows how much you know about it. You didn't see them in action. All right, go on and ask them. No, they're strange ones to be sure, with all their hissing and spitting. They also don't seem to be ones for a stand-up brawl, always relying on ambushes and sneaking up. If they have a problem with you, I say they get all their clan together and face us at once, without all this chipping away at our patience. Of course, they know we'd probably send them running back to their mothers, so chances are they're just trying to make us angry. All right, go on and ask them. It's no proper dwarf curse, that's for sure. Sounds like something they want to find pretty badly, though, whatever it is. All right, go on and ask them. Well, there's a great deal to tell, especially if we're going with clan history and our accomplishments. But chances are, and I don't blame you, you're just asking about me, personally. So let me give you the short version. I've been traveling the Sword Coast for a year or two, making my trade at villages and towns, and, well, making my trade at taverns as well, but you already had a taste of that at the Weeping Willow. All right, go on and ask them. Well, there's a great deal to tell, especially, but chances are, and well, making my trade at taverns as well. All right, go on and ask them. Huh? Like who? You mean aside from the fact that she's half devil and her name's more like a sneeze than a proper name? Oh, nothing. And you're entitled to your own dumb decisions. The sooner she turns her horns in another direction, the better.
Yes.
علمي بكرين.
Yes. This one's mine!
Well, look who showed up.
I guess I can do that. Time to kill!
What's going on?
Now this here is White Thistle. Can give you the runs, you know. And I made up a song for it, quite a catchy tune. White thistle, all in a row. In Neverwinter woods, they all grow. Oh, well met. Sorry, didn't even see you standing there. Thought you might be a Wendersnaven at first, but I can see you. So I guess that discounts that. Wendersnaven? It doesn't roll off the tongue too easily, so don't worry. Don't say it too loudly if you're not sure, though. They may take offense.
And I thought Kelgar had problems.
What are you talking about? This gnome's mad, not me.
Thought I might camp out here a bit. Play a tune or three, see if I could catch their attention. No luck, though. But luck's what you make it, so I've been working hard. Oh, but I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Grobdod Gnome Hands. Probably guessing where that last name comes from, don't you? Well, tends to confuse most people. Quite a collector and maker and teller of tales I am. All the gnome hands are, except the ones they hanged in Luskan. Working on quite a tale myself, you know, and the act of composing, it is a tale in itself. Oh, yes! You see, it all starts with the tune. Say, about that bush, or that root, or that cloud, or that boot. And then, after I had welded the spring-mounted mechanical shield on my codpiece, I fired it, only to be thrown back almost 30 yards right into a wall. Stung quite a bit, I'll say that much, but what I learned was... I say, all that discussion has really built up a hunger. Lost all track of time. Oh, you were listening so intently you closed your eyes and laid down for a bit. Made some funny laughing noises at the right times, too. Almost thought you were snoring. No trouble, don't blame you. I barely notice the world around me once I conjure up a story, so if closing your eyes helps you concentrate, by all means. I knew this mage once who... Ah, now there's a tale. I was walking bow-legged for a week, and it just so happens that I fixed myself up with a bellows from a... But we can talk about it on the way. Excellent! Oh, you won't regret this. I mean, too many times.
Yes. I want those walls up by evening. No excuses. The orcs aren't going to stop attacking just because we need to catch our breath.
But, sir, the men are having a hard time finding the materials we need.
You're telling me they can't find any stones? We're in the middle of the blasted mountains. Unless you'd like to report to Nashia that we're overrun because we couldn't find rocks, I suggest you drive some sense into your men and get that wall built.
Yes, sir. I'll see to it, sir.
I tell you, I've lost years off my life trying to get this rabble fit for service. And who are you supposed to be? Reinforcements? That would be me. Let me tell you, leading these farmers is a mixed blessing. They've got a ways to go. I'm Column. Commander Column to you. Lord Nasha sent me here to secure the Old Owl Well. So what are you doing here? Isani? He hasn't arrived yet. Should have been here 10 days ago. I've sent a scout to look for him. Who are you anyhow? No one told me to expect more men. Not that I'd be complaining. Is that so? And who gave you these orders? You're in my camp, which places you under my authority. Go back and complain to the council if you like. If they sent you at all. I assume you've got proof that you are who you say you are. Just seeing how far you'd go to stick with your story. The council rarely speaks with one voice, and when they do, it's usually after Lord Nash has cowed them with the threat of taxes. Still, as long as you're here to help, you won't hear me complaining. We need all the help we can get. This assault has been planned for months. We weren't able to warn Asani ahead of time, though. We weren't expecting to be needing a new emissary, to be honest. Still, at least we'll be here to offer more protection. Not exactly a student of history, are you? The Old Owl Well is the only known water source for 3 days in any direction. Neverwinter and the orcs have been fighting over it as long as anyone can remember. The orcs held it for the last 10 years until the council decided they wanted to reopen the trade route to Yata. To do that, we need to take back this watering hole. We're still not sure ourselves, really. The information I have is vague, at best. This route makes the best sense, though. It's one of the few they haven't tried yet. Well, that brings us back to the emissary, doesn't it? If the Lord's Alliance could communicate, you're right. We'd have more men. But with the emissaries being lost, even so, we've stretched the army thin as it is. I brought along every man that Lord Nasha could spare. The Council's going to have to raise a new army in a hurry if things don't work out here. Oh no. No waiting around for you. I'm counting on you to help with our defense against the orcs. You may have to if my scout doesn't have any luck. Until then, though, you're staying here. I'll expect you to help out with the defense of this camp. You've already brought your own gear, so just find a spot to call home and stay alert.
Sound the alarm! Orcs! The orcs are attacking!
Wouldn't you know it? Not a moment's rest.
Grey Cloaks to arms! For Neverwinter!
Yes.
What do you want now? Appeal no.
Who's for a fight? Come on!
Looks like we've got some more targets to butcher.
Attack!
Yenpei Yeiko.
All right, Grey Cloaks. Everyone back to your posts. Another orc raiding party. We're lucky they haven't attacked in full force. Just wish I could make contact with whoever it is that's been distracting the orcs. Yes, someone's out there attacking orc patrols, and it's giving us a chance to build up our defenses. I've been at this long enough to know that you need to control a battlefield. And this new ally of ours is something I can't control. He's not one for talking. Every time I send someone out to contact him, he and his men move their camp. The orcs have a name for him, Katalmak. They say he attacks without warning, and without regard for his enemies' numbers.
Someone who doesn't play the odds doesn't last too long in my experience. Well, except me.
That's not a name orcs give lightly. It's a name they give to warriors who lose themselves in battle.
Sounds like someone who wants to die to me. If we weren't here, it'd only be a matter of time before all the tribes in the well hunted down this Katalmak. And then his crusade would be over. Well, enough talk about him. I've got my hands full just keeping the men in fighting shape.
Commander! Scouts returning!
Let's hope he brings word on the emissary, eh?
Pathfinder Willem reporting, sir.
Willem, did you locate Emissary Asani?
No, sir. But I came across his escorts. Killed to the last man, but no sign of the emissary. Orcs, sir. They must have taken him.
Sounds like you've got a new assignment. Your job is to escort the emissary to safety. If he's in trouble, you've got to help him. I'd start looking at Yai-Sog Bone Gnash's lair, northeast of here.
Bone Gnashers? They're still around. Oh, they're hard to kill.
Sounds like a well-mannered fellow, judging from the name.
His tribe isn't the biggest, but he's older and more cunning than most. At the least, he may have an idea who attacked the emissary's guards. The Eye Gouger tribe is the strongest, led by Logram Eye Gouger. He keeps the other tribes in line, including the Bone Gnashers, and he's the one leading the attacks. All the orcs in the well fall under his banner. Ooh, if we could get lucky and put an arrow through his skull. If we could, the orcs would turn on each other in a heartbeat and give us enough time to strengthen our position here. Trust me, if I knew where Logram could be found, I'd hit him myself. Killing him would be the break we've been looking for. But from what I've heard, there's been reports that this unknown ally of ours, this Katalmak, is hitting Logram hard, which means he must know where Logram can be found. But since I can't find this unknown ally of ours, Logram's out of our reach as well. For right now, focus on Yai-Sag Bone Gnasher. See what you can do to find the emissary. Besides, if you cross Logram, that might be more than you can handle. Ysog is old enough to know when to try something other than fighting. Corner him, and you might be able to get him to talk.
I'd sooner put an axe in an orc. But he's right. The Bone Gnashers, as cowardly and weak as they are, have been known to make deals.
I'll have Willem mark the Bone Gnasher lair on your map. You'd better act quickly. If the orcs have the emissary, whatever they have planned for him cannot be good. If you need anything, we've got Simi here in camp to help you. She normally trades in trinkets for the men, but carries some items more suited for combat as well. We'll hold down the fort. The more orcs we kill here, the fewer you'll run into out in the mountains. Good luck to you. And if you run into that madman who's attacking the orcs out there, let him know I'd like to have a little chat with him.
My Lord Garius grows impatient with your progress, Logrum.
I am lord here in the mountains, human, not your master. Orcs rule the well, and none can stand against us.
Except the Grey Cloaks, peasant recruits who are more than a match for you. We have given you weapons, yet you seem to lack the strength to use them.
We captured your emissary. We have given your dark priests all the dead they have asked for. My war chief Ysog here is gathering the tribes for a new attack against these humans, even as we waste time here listening to you.
This weak Grey Cloak tribe will fall, Logrum, without help from Garius or his accursed priests of shadow.
If you fail, Logrum, then Garius will need further sacrifices, and the next corpse given to the shadow priests will be yours.
You threaten me? Here, in Orcish lands? I fear not your Lord Garius, nor your dark priests.
That is good, because Garius has sent more here to watch over you. And unless you drive the Grey Cloaks from Old Hourwell, then they will carry out the orders that you cannot.